basically what it is. And the premise being that they're understanding what your relationship with this food is important to your body composition, health, happiness, all that kind of stuff. And so in it, we talk about the people that are obsessives. I think you've seen one or two of them around. They bring their food scales to the party. Terrence is a big fan of that. And I've actually been there too. And then we have the people that they refuse to be an obsessive. They refuse to weigh and measure or anything like that. They have some serious phobia against that. And I enjoy all the food all the time type people.
Yeah.
And they also tend to be that emotional type eater, the binging, the purging. We know a few of those. And that's partly because of the obsessive with that. So they're fairly closely related, just polar opposite.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you have the lazies. Lazies, I grew up with lazy being a terrible bad word, almost as bad as a swear word. But it's people that I think that just don't know any better, don't care enough, and just think, well, that's, they're big of the convenience foods.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this is made for me, so why should I do anything other than just buy what's already there ready for me?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're not always going to find the best stuff that way.
No.
The preservatives, all the things. And generally just clueless. Now there's the fourth way, and we're going to talk about that later, because why I have Tshaun on here is because she's had a massive life transformation, right?
Yeah.
So talk us through that. You've lost 100 pounds. How did you get there, for one?
It was, I think, a lot of this.
Lazy.
Yeah. It was, with my parents, we ate good food, but my parents worked full time. So they weren't around after schools. They weren't around. There was not leftovers after dinner time. It was all kind of convenience food, stuff that was quick, easy, and I could get in me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any better. When my parents cooked, it was good food, healthy food, meat, vegetables, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when I was on my own, it was just stuff that was packaged, easy to make in 5 minutes, and that's what I did. I didn't know anything about nutrition, and that led into my adult years, living on my own. I didn't know how to cook. I never really had to do it when I was younger, so it was all convenience food. It was, frozen dinners. It was eating out. It was canned soups. It was all processed crap.
Yeah.
And
what was the one thing you told me? One thing that blew my mind, and that was having like a super big gulp every day at work.
Yeah. So I got in the habit of on my way to work, especially during the summertime. I don't know if anyone knows those. Back in the day, they had those red
They still
plastic.
have them.
Do they still have them?
They still have them.
Oh my god. Anyways, that's what I would fill up with slush and take to work, and I would ingest that whole thing over the course of 12 hours, and I can't even imagine how much sugar is in that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I would do that like at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that put you to how much?
Oh, my heaviest?
Yeah.
Oh, that was 240 pounds.
240 pounds.
Yeah.
240. Because of this,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how did you get from that down to, I saw a picture in our little thing there at probably your smallest. It was like 140 pounds maybe?
Yeah.
135?
I got to 140. 140 was the lowest I got. Yeah. It was exactly 100 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how did you go from there to there, and what did you change in here?
So basically what I did was, I changed that. I actually started to make my own food. I started to, I cared about what I was actually intaking into my body.
So you got a little bit of education maybe?
Education, yeah, but actually for me, I was given something to follow, and that's what I did.
So a meal plan?
Yeah, I was given a
Okay.
meal plan.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I was very good with taking direction.
Uh-huh.
So if I was told what to eat, I would eat it.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
So would you put yourself in that obsessive with the meal plan, or was it like, it was just like you just were told what to eat and that was it? Like this is blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, I would say it was a little bit of the obsessiveness in it, because it was kind of like when you set your mind to something and you want to make changes, you focus.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, when I went to parties, I wasn't eating all the crap food. I wasn't drinking as much. When I was going places, I would take food with me. So yes, obsessive, but not to the point where it's like food scale and, completely cutting out everything.
Yeah.
It was just, I was more conscious about what I was putting in me.
So
I guess you could say.
still somewhat obsessive, but maybe not 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe 90%?
Not even 90%.
Not
I'd
even
say
90%.
80%.
Wow, that's weird, because we talk about being 80% compliant around here.
Exactly.
Right? But how long did it take you to go from there to there?
5 years.
5 years.
No, 3 years. Sorry.
Oh, 3
Sorry.
years.
Yeah, 3 years
3
to
years.
lose 100. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you some scope of reference and done fairly healthily, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to get to, was this part.
Right.
Your relationship with food now.
Yeah.
Like, say you were 80%, but like obsessively following that,
Yes.
right? As what you were, compared to being lazy, that seemed like it was obsessive.
Actually, yeah, now that you put it that way, yeah, it'd be a good way to put it. If you were a lazy
Where is it?
person and went to that, that would be like almost 100%.
Yeah. So where you're actually only 80%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So this is where people lose their minds about, like, they see me do food post pictures or whatever, and then I'm like, well, I'm 80, maybe 90%, because like this past weekend I binged my face off, but often I'll have a treat every once in a while.
Yeah.
So 80%, if you're eating what is somewhat recommended for most people, 3 meals, 2 snacks a day, 7 days a week, that's 35 meals a week you're eating.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a lot to some, right? But if you're doing that at 80%, you're at 28 meals a week. 7 times a week, you could be non-compliant.
Yep.
So you could have dessert 7 days a week.
Yep.
You could have a glass of wine 7 days a week.
Exactly.
You can't have dessert and wine 7 days a week.
No.
You can have one or the other.
Right.
And some might be that they just miss a meal, right? Or they have their 2 Friday and Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, they get to have, one good breakfast and have the rest be crap.
Exactly.
If they were so inclined.
Yeah.
Right? But what this does is it allows you to have space to go to a party, to do whatever, and not necessarily have to bring your food to the party.
Exactly.
Or whatever, or have some snacks. Now you'll see some great progress there.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Great progress. Like
Absolutely.
100 pounds in 3 years.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So the food as fuel is 90%. Well, that's high end. That's where, I know you are probably operating close to that now.
Yeah.
I know that high end athletes operate close to that. I know I try to get close to that sometimes when I'm not losing my mind. And that's still gives you 3.5 meals
Yeah.
that you can be non-compliant. So
Exactly.
what do you think that might look like? Pizza Friday night
Oh, yeah.
plus a glass of wine, that's 2.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
You could have go out for dinner on Saturday night
Yeah.
and a glass of wine with dinner Sunday or Saturday night.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday dessert, something, where you're still being
Yeah, I mean, realistically for me, that's a weekend of
Yeah.
me getting to, enjoy the weekend. And then the week, it's like, okay, pick it back up again.
Yeah.
I can sustain that.
Yeah.
That's 90%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
80%
Absolutely.
would be, a few more cheats during the week.
Yeah.
Right. So,
And somewhere in between there is more than livable.
oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
And you're going to get the results probably that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
So,
like, what we're trying to get to when we talk about nutrition to people is that we're in here and changing that, from the lazy to enjoy all the food, like, what is it? Everything in moderation.
yep,
Meh,
that's out the window.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because moderation doesn't mean anything because nobody measures that. Right? So we have some compliance sheets and stuff like that we can use.
Yep.
That sort of shines that light. So when we talk about are you eating enough or are you eating the right foods and things like that, this is what we're talking about. Whole foods. Sure, you're going to have dessert or a glass of wine or whatever. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But being super obsessive, no fun. Eating all the food all the time, you're not going to get to where you want to go to or say that that's where you want to go to. That's your goal. I want to change my body. Then you have to be somewhere in here.
Yeah.
80 to 90%, right? 90% is high.
Yeah. This also means too that you have to be eating enough in the day, which we commonly find is not the case.
That's correct.
Right? So that other 80% is actually eating the food during the day.
Eating the food.
Yeah.
Right. There was something else I wanted to get to, but I can't remember. But that's where we want to get to. 28 meals a week. So that's
This is a very happy person.
very happy person.
Yeah.
And somebody that's actually making changes in their life.
Yeah. What was that saying? There's like you can eat to perform or eat to be healthy and happy.
I have not heard that.
No. So anywhere from like 100 to 90%